I'm definitely one of those people who just loved kind of, simple kind of physical touch of a friend or something like that. Someone just touching your shoulder or wrapping their arm around you or hugging you or dancing with you, because it's just something that you would do in a carefree way, and I feel like the aspect of being carefree is just completely gone now.
My sister's been here the whole time, so we've had a lot of fun together, so I think it hasn't really been difficult for me. Although seeing my friends, I think that what has been difficult is not being able to see my friends as often as I'd want to.
I would say that the way that I've connected with others has definitely changed. I think I've been connecting a lot more online. I do feel as though it kind of has made it feel much more of a disconnect, I think. Compared to obviously if you're face to face and you're just having a conversation, you actually feel like connecting with people.
I feel that I've lost lots of connections with people. This was most obvious to me when my grandfather actually died from coronavirus during the first lockdown. My whole family felt very disconnected. We couldn't come together and mourn the way we normally would. And this is especially difficult and is when I felt my most lonely throughout the pandemic.
I feel less connected to those dear to me because being a student, you're not at home in the family setting. So it's difficult to stay connected to parents and siblings when you don't see them and you can't see them.
I can't even remember what it feels like to be in a social setting like that. I can't even remember what it feels like to feel that way. I miss so many things.
Communicating through a screen really does impact on how you connect with the people around you, and even if you're in close proximity with people, if say you live in a household, sometimes it often feels as though you're not gaining that kind of connection that you usually would, and you kind of drift apart from the people that you're around.
Calling and texting is just completely incomparable to being with someone in person.
In times of crisis, you like to feel that people are sort of within arm's reach, you want to be there for them. But it's not particularly a new thing because of COVID. For a long time I've been sort of on my own, so yeah, just sort of, it's just a bit more heightened, I guess. I think it just amplifies it.
Before lockdown, when I was in uni, I don't think there was a single day that I didn't see anyone. I would go to uni in the morning, then see my boyfriend and then go to the gym. I spent so much time with other people. I didn't even have the chance to be lonely.
Just having other people around has definitely helped. That's probably one of the things I'm most grateful for. You can feel alone a lot of the time, I think. And I've got that support network. I feel like if I didn't have that support network, especially at the moment, I don't know how I would have done the past 10 months sort of thing.
Sometimes the rules are fine and they're like rule of 6 and stuff, that's totally fine by me. But whenever the rules get super strict and you can't see anyone, I think that gets a little bit harder because I do want to see my friends.
I like to just have no fear of being able just to go home for whatever reason, or call someone, see what they're doing, meet up. That can't happen without fear and planning, which is very strange. You have to worry about if you're going to break some rules and if it's going to affect other people.
The willpower that it takes to kind of distance yourself from those that you love, it's one of the hardest things, definitely.
I'm a very affectionate person, physically I mean, but it does become quite straining sometimes, and that's when I take a break from being social for a few days.
I think the awkwardness coming from shaking hands is a bit annoying. So I don't miss shaking hands and I don't appreciate the awkwardness that has come from COVID, but I do miss hugs. Hugs are good. You haven't seen someone for a while and you're passing by in the street, can't go over and give them a hug.
I couldn't be with people the way you normally would, and even so much as you couldn't give someone a hug when you could see they were upset. It was my dad's dad that died, and I couldn't hold his hand at the funeral, and it was only the 4 of us there. We were left unable to connect really, and in that sense, not being able to touch in that way was really difficult at that time.
Yeah, probably could do them all hugs. I had a pal phone me up the other day and we ended up talking for hours, but most of the time I'm not much of a one for for phone calls. You know, if it was people you care about, you don't have to be talking all the time. Being in the same room, you know, there's like all of that kind of proximity and the non-verbal stuff, you know.
Touch and being physical is really important. Gestures like that can mean a lot more than just saying things sometimes.